I know I'm not the only one that struggles with in-between, because the in-between season can be extremely uncomfortable. Over time, I've really had to embrace the journey that is life. A lot of the time we're so focused on just getting to the good parts, just focused on hitting those milestones, just focused on hitting those celebrations, those big wins, that we're not looking at every single day. Because life is a collection of every day. We have 365 days a year. And yet we're so focused on just like a small portion of those days that includes a big win, a big milestone. And we're letting everything else fall to the wayside. I used to think that the in-between season really needed to be rushed so that I can reach my goals, reach my aspirations, and live this life that I always dreamed of, because I thought if I'm not living that dream, if I'm not in that place in my life, then I'm behind. Then I'm failing, then I'm not meeting my fullest potential. When in actuality, I was in the process of becoming. I was in the process of becoming a new woman, someone that can handle these big dreams, these big aspirations, these new blessings coming into my life. There's been so many times in my life where I was just hoping, praying, wishing for more, hoping for better, hoping that one day I'll be out of this situation, and once I graduate from school, then things will be different. Once I find a partner, things will be different. Once I move out of the house, things will be different. Once I have a little bit more money, things will be different. Once I have a better car, a place to stay, things like that, then things will be different, and then I can start living my life, and then I can start enjoying myself, and then I can start loving myself, because I'll be who I want to be. But the reality of it was that all those things and all those thoughts that I was having was holding me back from being present and enjoying and loving myself exactly in the stages where I was. Because there's nothing wrong with not having it all together. There's nothing wrong with not having everything you want out of life accomplished by the time you're like 20, 25, 30, 40. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but I was in a constant state of punishing myself because I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I felt like I could always be doing more. I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I felt like, why am I not where I want to be yet? Why is life still so chaotic? Why do I still not feel comfortable in my own skin? Why am I still like, things are just not together? And I would punish myself. I would not allow myself to fully enjoy the things that I wouldn't allow myself to fully enjoy and experience life. Even when I was doing things that would bring me joy, I would feel like, you shouldn't be enjoying this because you haven't done what you need to do. So like, why are you having a good time? I genuinely thought that something was wrong with me. Because growing up, I lived in such a chaotic household that I just looked around and I thought, everybody has their life together but me. Like, everybody's family seems so much more put together. Everybody seems so much more put together, and like they know what they're doing with their life, and they're like accomplishing things and like doing good at things. And I was like, that's just not me. That's just not my life. That's not what I've been surrounded by. Like, what am I doing wrong? How can I get out of this? I was in a constant state of just like pushing myself to do more, to be better. And when you do things like this, you start to see the damage and you start to see the toll that it takes upon you. If you're someone that's also a perfectionist, if you're someone that also has really high drive, a really big ambitions, really big dreams, you know what I mean. When you're someone that's like this, you oftentimes feel uncomfortable in stillness. You oftentimes feel uncomfortable when things feel stagnant, when it feels like there's nothing really going on in your life right now. You're kind of just stacking days, you're kind of just doing the reps, but you're not really seeing any progress. You're not really seeing that motion. You haven't really made that big step. You haven't really gotten that big yes, that big win yet. And you want that constant dopamine hit of success. You get in your head that I want this, I want this, I want this. You have all these big visions, you have these things that you want to do, you're going after them, and you think it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You're so focused on it happening, you're so focused on obtaining it, that you're not focused on the day. You're not focused on just how far you're going right now. You're not focused on just how much growth you've truly made during this process. Hi, welcome to my cozy little corner of the internet. This one's for you. So today I really want to talk about how to survive the in-between season, okay? Because as people that are very high driven, people that have very big ambitions, people that have very big dreams, it's so hard to feel that in-between season of you becoming you. You have to realize that the in-between season is not a setback. It's not a punishment. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean that you're not going to attain the goals that you have. It simply means that that's life. That's just how things are. There's a balance, okay? You can't be constantly winning all the time, okay? When you have big dreams, you have to realize that it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, and it takes time. Okay, you're stacking these days, you're doing things every single day, even if it's something little, to get closer to your goals. That's the whole meat of it. It's not the actual goal itself. It's what you're doing in the process. It's how you're becoming a better version of yourself in the process. Things are growing and changing beneath the surface before you can see the results, before you see it in your reality. I have 3 little points I want to go over for this topic. The first one that I have is that the in-between is uncomfortable because your old identity is gone. You are now stepping out of this identity of this person that you used to be, and you're going towards a new version of yourself that you want to become. Between this person and this person, there's an in-between, okay? You are learning, you're changing, you're evolving, you're growing in your mindset, you're growing in how you see yourself, you're growing in how you see the world, you're growing in how you operate, how you move. And this time can feel really uncomfortable because you feel like you have one foot in the door and one foot out. You feel like you're this old version of yourself, but you also feel like you are that new version of yourself. And it's such an odd feeling. And I know a lot of you guys are experiencing this. And know that it's okay to feel uncomfortable during this time because it's an uncomfortable thing. It's uncomfortable to be doing new things, to be trying new things, to be putting yourself out there. Once you're stepping out of that comfort zone of the old identity of who you used to be and you're stepping into this new identity, you start to feel kind of like an imposter syndrome. You start to feel like, I'm dressing a certain way, I'm going and doing these things I've always wanted to do, but is this really me? Like, am I kind of like playing dress up right now? Am I like, can everybody like see that I'm just like pretending that I'm new to this, that I'm like, this isn't really me? When in actuality, that is you. It's just a different version of yourself. It's just a more actualized version of yourself. Because we're not going to stay stagnant. We're not going to stay the same person our whole lives. Something about us is going to change. And when that change starts happening, it feels really odd. It feels like, is this me or am I trying to pretend to be something? If you had that vision of your head of this new version of yourself, this vision board of all the different things you want to experience out of life, your dream body, your dream partner, your dream city that you want to live in, the dream hobbies you want to have, the dream places you want to go to, that is you. That is a piece of you. Don't think that just because these things you haven't experienced before isn't you, or that you're just playing dress up, you're trying to pretend to be something that you're not. Those visions and those hopes and dreams and goals were on your heart and in your spirit for a reason, because it's a part of you. You wouldn't be wanting those things if it wasn't you, because not everybody wants the same things you want. So that wouldn't be them, and you're not going to want the same things that they want. That wouldn't be you. But if it came from you, that is you. The second one that I have is to realize that nothing is actually stalled. When we're in this in-between season, it feels like we're just like frozen in place. And then we're just waiting for something to happen so that we can get geared up and go again. When really we need to think about how far we are truly going. Because if we're not hitting those big goals, we think that we've accomplished nothing. We're doing nothing. We have nothing to show for. When that's just not reality. You've been putting yourself out there, you've been trying new things, you've been making yourself embarrassed, you've been making yourself uncomfortable, you've been expanding your mind, expanding your reality. And that is something to celebrate, that is something to acknowledge, and that is something to realize that you are getting closer to everything that you could want. When you're in this stalled feeling, when you're in this stalled state of this in-between season where you feel like nothing's really going on, but you're just kind of doing what you do and you're just trying to get there and you're just trying to make things happen, you're trying to make something shake, realize that you can enjoy life at the same time. You can also love yourself at the same time. You can also celebrate yourself at the same time. You don't have to have this picture perfect life by tomorrow. That's just because it isn't happening right now doesn't mean it's never going to happen. You can't have everything all at once. The last thing that I have is that the worst thing you can do is to panic or to force. Okay, because the last thing that we want to do when we're going into this new version of ourselves is to force or to chase or to try to attach and latch onto things and latch onto people, latch onto places, whatever it is. As you're going through this in-between season, don't try to force yourself or put yourself in positions that you know aren't you. Don't do things that are going to disrupt your mind, your heart, your spirit, just to get to your goal faster, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is sell your soul, okay? Just to get what you want. It will all come to you in due time. Realize that there is divine timing in everything. The universe will present itself to you when the time is right, when you are ready. And I know we think, I'm ready right now. But when I look back on my life and I look back on the things I've accomplished and I look back on the goals I used to have that I now have, I wasn't ready at the time when I thought that I was ready. I needed a little bit more time to learn a few more lessons or do a few more things or get things a little bit more in order. And sometimes divine timing isn't all about you. Sometimes divine timing is simply just other aspects in the universe that need to align, that need to connect in order for you to receive your blessings. There could be something that's totally unrelated to you, unrelated to your life, that is a part of your story. And you don't even know about it because it's working behind the scenes. You have to have that trust. You have to have that knowing within yourself and within the world that you are going to accomplish and have everything that you want out of life, even if it's not presenting itself in the amount of time that you want it to be presented. So you guys, as I close out this video, really just realize and take away that this season is going to feel very uncertain, very strange, very uncomfortable, very much like you're not doing enough. But it's something that is also so sacred because you are dissolving away this old version of yourself and you're stepping into something that is new. A person that is stronger, a person that is more evolved, a person that loves themselves more, a person that knows themselves more. Do not rush this season of becoming, because becoming you is such a beautiful place to be in life. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming to another video with me. I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy your night, day, whatever it is for you, and I will see you guys later. Bye, my friends.